Hey there everybody, welcome back. How you guys all doing out there? How's it going there, Bodine, Oppies, Bodine, Mr. Viking? Thank you very much for the 5 streams, Oppies and Bodine. Hey Gamer Paul, how's it going? Alright, so we are back on the farm. It's December, so Christmas is right around the corner. So it's kind of fitting, I suppose, for today. Because Christmas is only a short way away. So the first thing I need to do is see if I can remove some of the weeds on some of these fields. I think that one was fine. Yeah, that one was okay. It's the other one I wanted. Did that one the other day, so that's fine. I've done the update for the Nvidia or whatever it is, and yeah, great. I'm getting a little bit of stuttering at the minute, so hopefully that will pass in a little while. The worst thing is also my mouse keeps having a funny 5 minutes comes off the game screen, so yeah, great fun. Hey Green Thumb, how you doing, bud? You doing pretty good, thanks. Good, glad to hear it, Mr. Viking. And obviously thank you very much for covering this morning. Much appreciated there after Mr. Boomhauer. There we go. Let me get this up and running. There we go. Cool. I decided I'm just going to use my my keyboard and mouse today, so yeah. Hopefully this will get rid of the weeds. Yep. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna have to get a spreader, I think. Oh crap, there it goes, it's gone off the screen again. But yeah, if you guys are not following Mr. Greenthumb Farmer or Mr. Viking, make sure to click on their links, give them a follow. Yeah, look, see, there you go. So that's about as far around I can go with my mouse at the minute. It's annoying. Oh, can I come out of there? Nope. It's just having a funny 5 minutes. Also, I know one way of fixing it, and that's restarting the computer, and I just really don't want to go there yet. Oh well, it's been a fun old day. Been in and out, checking it all about, as you do. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get oh, they're up too large, okay. Some herbicide, I think. Okay, not a worry. So, yes, hey there, Bravo Chick, how you doing? There we go, there we go. Yeah, so let's put this back, we'll get things sorted out. And hello, Mr. Wheels. Why did my sound louder go off? Welcome in. And hello, everybody. Mr. Wheels raiding with a party of 70. Holy smokes. Nice. Welcome in. Hopefully you had a good stream. And if you guys have not followed Mr. Wheels, make sure to click on the link. Give him a follow, guys. Hey, Shawnee KW, by the way. Farmer Marks, Chokin Dog, Belgian Gamer. How are you guys doing? So, now that you got... Oh, Mr. Big Vito, how is it going? Hectate? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So, not really a lot has happened since the last stream. Obviously been kind of busy sorting things out for Mr. Dave. Also, we do have the fishing game going, exclamation mark. Fish will get you in on that. So, and obviously anybody lurking out there, if you wouldn't mind just refreshing. Obviously it's helping a lot of us guys get the viewer count that we're hoping for. Obviously me, oh excuse me, I'm aiming to try and get to Twitch partner, if possible, by the end of this year. So I know it's getting closer and closer and closer, and it'd be great if you guys could help out. Let me just close Mr. Wheels' window, because you're now all over here. Hey Grazy, how you doing? So, obviously at the end of the last stream on Wednesday, the last, what, 15 minutes roughly? I did a little bit of modding. We'll be back going to get some work. Oh right, yeah, oh I just realised I forgot to jump into Discord, didn't I? Haha, there we go. Let me do that. There we go. So, yeah. Obviously, I went through. I created a slurry tanker as a mod. This one right here. Now, obviously, in the XML, I showed that little bit that reduces the usage. Now, obviously, what I did after this stream is I came back into the game, and basically filled it right up. So, added the 18,000 litres to this little tanker. And I set it off with a hired helper while I went off stretch, and it actually did this entire rice field in one go, and it still had 22% left in the tank. It's very, very cool. What I might do later on is go into like the next phase of editing XML, so things like increasing your work speed, um, changing capacities, or even adding in capacities. Possibly get into the discharge stuff like that as well, and setting that up. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure what I've really got to do today, but apart from that, so yeah, got that done. The little area at the top here, I've now extended the little field here. I do need to finish off adding the road in. Didn't quite get a chance, so that needs to be sorted out. Needs to get limed and ready. So that's that. So the only other thing really now is obviously one thing to. I know a lot of you guys are aware. I do have a new fertilizer pack released up on my Trello. It's obviously using the Amazon um, spreaders. Obviously, there's the backpack version, as Mr. Wheels likes to say. There's also the pull behind versions, which I will show you in just a sec. I am going to be doing an update to it at some point, adding in a liquid sprayer as well for your fertilizer and herbicide. And Sasas, oh, Sakasak? Sakat, yeah, I'm sorry if I butchered that. Thank you very much for the follow, much appreciated. Hey Mamadou, how you doing? And Mickey's 35 Gaming, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let me just jump back in chat. Let me see if I've missed anybody. What farm marks there? Also, Mr. Wheels said he'd be back. Just got to go do some work. But yeah, thank you, Mr. Wheels, as well. Big, huge thank you for jumping in. It's short notice and helping out take over from Mr. Viking there. What sheds them, Billy? I'll get back to the farm in just a sec to answer that. It's an interesting little one, but yes, welcome in everybody. There we go, there we go. So that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Right, so I might as well show it off in here. So I've been making a start on this, which I'm going to be adding into the mod pack along with these two. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, obviously this is available up on my Trello already for these two. So both of these I was actually able to come in and make them fully customized color wise. So as I like pink to show things off, so obviously you've got the main body there, which is pink. You got a secondary color. We'll go with purple for that, so you can see which parts are changing. So there's a little bit there, there's a little bit underneath and on top. And I was even able to get the good old cover changeable as well. So let's go for a better color actually. There you go. So it's pretty well fully customized. I like it. Obviously I went in, I've added in a couple of additional capacity, so you got obviously the default, which is not bad to start off with, but then you got a double version and a triple version. Anybody have any issues with this, let me know. It will also do fertilizer and lime in this, so makes life a little bit easier. But yeah, obviously the usage has been reduced considerably. So if you're doing liming and solid fertilizer, you should find that you're using a lot less now. So yeah. Exactly, yeah. So obviously, for me personally, when I do lime there, Bravo Chick, I tend to go with maybe a white as the main body, for example, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Obviously, with that, obviously we do have the trail behind as well. Now, obviously, we have the body itself there. We've got a secondary colour. We'll go with the red, I think, this time. It's just going to be this little bit at the top. You could marry them in if you really want to. You do have the cover. Let's go with the blue. That is now done. It took me a little while to find them, but I got it working. And then obviously you got the good old rims in there as well. Oh, helps if I hit the right colour. Let's go with what the blue. That one. There you go, rims as well. Billy has been busy. Actually, I kind of did this earlier in the week. I didn't quite have them finished off on Wednesday. Otherwise, I would have had them out then. It was mainly the cover was giving me issues. I couldn't find them. So yeah. But yeah, if you guys are not following Mama Do, obviously a big, yeah, go over and give her a follow. So definitely. So yeah, that's what is available right now. And as you can see, they do the lime and the fertilizer on both of them. And like I said, they do use a little less. It does have obviously the capacities as well, double and triple. That'll make it nice and easy. But if you have any issues with weight, let me know and I will update them because I didn't actually add in the update mass equals false on either of them. So fingers crossed you're okay. I had no problems pulling with the Massey Ferguson, but yeah, let me know. Now obviously we're going into this little beast. So I did make a start on this yesterday while I was at it. I've got most of it colorable, so obviously got the arms and all that colorable there. We have the tank and obviously the rims all colorable. Now there is a couple of little pieces in here that I still need to find and figure out what they are, as well as this little bit here, so they all match when it's released. Obviously this also has obviously the different length, so I was able to get them all selected and color optionable, so that works fine. One thing I didn't realize is this has a trailer hitch on the back of this thing as well that could be added. So you could technically run a trailer behind with additional um, liquid tanks if you really wanted to, or just a tanker. Interesting. Go figure. Didn't realize that was even in there. Kind of interesting when you start going in modding and think, oh, what's that? Oh, okay. But yeah, so obviously once I get this sorted out with these last few pieces on the back here, I will get that added to the pack and updated. Hopefully if I can get it done over the weekend, it'd be great. But I will let you guys know. But yeah, keep an eye on my Trello because I am putting up things fairly often. Obviously, same thing again. Obviously, I have gone through, reduced the usage as well. And actually, I'm going to test this out because I haven't actually done it yet. Let's choose some colours. Let's go with a bit of pink today. We'll go with pink there. We'll go. Actually, I wonder. I do have it. Let's go a slightly different pink today. I just suddenly thought about this. Let's go with a bit of blue in there. I'm only going to lease this, so don't worry. It's just really for test purposes, and let's go with that little bit of NBC green. I kind of like that. Look at that, isn't that pretty? But yeah, you can actually see it a little bit better now where the green is. Obviously, I need to find those and get them added. So yeah, pretty. Pretty little thing. 30 meters would be fine. Narrow towers, definitely because I've got crop destruction on. So let's at least this. We'll give this a test. And the nice thing is there's no errors or warnings with that. Now, one thing I do need is come into, oh, wrong one, here and find, did I go past them? I did. Some herbicide, liquid, there we go. What's the difference between that and that? Just the name. Okay, we'll go with that one today. Let's grab two. We'll buy that. Obviously, I'll probably need this later on. So, yeah. You love pink? I know, Mama do. I know. That's why I thought I'd have a little bit pink on there. But yeah, my mouse keeps coming off the game screen, so I can't really pan around like I usually do. There we go. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, we'll head back. Right, while it's doing that, Gamer Paul, wasn't it, who asked about the sheds? Let me just double check. Where is it? Yeah, Mr. Gamer Paul, it was. So what? I've done this previously with. Oh heck, I need to find a tractor enter there. So oh heck, let me use the keyboard. There we go. So obviously this shed here in particular is the. Let's come into here to show you. So I'm using this one right here, which is the garage with a vehicle workshop. I like it because it obviously has the. Oh, yeah. So you got your workshop at the one end. In the middle, you have a little storage, which I'm using for the bales and pallets to go in there. And then obviously you got this little drive-through area for the combine and other such things. And then these three here are all these ones right here. I've just got the small garage, And what I was able to do, and this is still a feature in the game, where you can actually place one down, hit the B for Bravo key, and you can actually overlap them slightly. So, for example, like that, and that's literally all I've done. I've just overlapped them a little bit to make it slightly longer. So, hence why I've got a 6 door there, and then the 3. It's kind of a cool little idea. One thing I will say is make sure that the area that you're going to put it down is flat and pre-painted, because it can be a bit of a pain in the bum coming in afterwards. But yeah, a lot of these sheds. So say for instance, like this one as well. You could do exactly the same. Place one down and then hit the B key, and then put one right next to it. And you could have like 3, 4, 5 right next to each other. It just makes things a little bit different. Same thing with this as well. You could probably, I don't know if it'd be as good, but you might be able to put a couple of them side by side and nudge them in to each other. So it's very, very cool. But yeah, no worries, no worries. So that's literally what it is. Just 2 small ones put together. I did it back on Canyon Crossing and other maps as well. So it's a nice little trick, that's for sure. Don't be here, one. How you doing, bud? Mr. Viking Streaming. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Not too bad. Not too
Great.
bad at all. As long as you don't want me to tell you how I got the closed captioning on the stream. Yeah.
I got it working.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird because obviously a lot of people tend to have it on a little box underneath the stream showing there. For somehow I've been able to get it to actually show on the stream itself. I don't know if you guys see it as well, but on my Twitch manager stream dashboard, it's just literally right above where my speedometer is. I don't know how I did it. I just did. I added it in. But yes, if Mr. Def Gaming comes around, he should be sorted. There we go. There we go. Doing well. The weekend is almost here. Well, to be honest, for us over here, it already is. So yeah. Right then.
Yeah, it is already weekend and quite busy one, I'm afraid.
Indeed. Right. So. Ah, it's not going to show you guys properly, is it? I wonder if there's a way of moving it from that bottom corner. But yeah, this is ticking down really, really quite slowly on the usage. It's nice. I like it. I like it. I like it. It's almost like if it was spot spraying. Where are the pink rims? I decided to go with a sort of NBC metallic green. Actually, can I pause that just there a sec? Hang on. So, I mentioned this the other day. Obviously, I'm working on a modded version of this Fent Ideal. I sent a picture to NBC the other day where I literally had it kind of set up with the green colours. So yeah, it's kind of a bonkers looking piece of equipment. But yeah, it's a work in progress still. But look at how funky that could really look if you selected the entire color. Oh, look at that. Also, I think I actually had that one left as the black, if I remember rightly. Just to give it a little bit of a ooh. But yeah, it's kind of, yeah, that's another thing I love actually about this game now, where you can actually choose a particular color. So let's go with let's try to find a pinky reddish color. And obviously you can come into here. This is obviously customizing, and you can actually change it. You could have a gloss finish, you could have your metallic and matte, and it's base game now. I know in previous modders have had to set this up in the XMLs. Obviously, I've done it myself and a lot of other people, but it's now base game. It's kind of cool. I like it. But yeah, just playing around with some of these, you can really customize some of those looks to your equipment. So let's select that. Oh, look at that. That looks quite funky. And the nice thing is, once you find a color you like, you can come into here, you can add it to your favorites. We'll call it a red for the minute. You can name it, and it will automatically add it into here. So there it is right there. Obviously, I've gone through, I've created a slightly lighter red. And so if you've got a favorite color, like pink, a metallic pink, something like that, you could set it up so you can actually come straight into here, come into your favorites, and customize it so it's all pink if you really wanted to. So yeah, makes life so much easier. But it does look like there is a slight... Hang on, let me just get this last one on. Yeah, looking at this, there is a limit to how many you can have as well. So yeah, you can just have a nice little place. So there's one for Mamadou later on, maybe. I know she loves her pink, so yeah, there we go. But I love that Giants were able to add this into the base game. Actually, there's one thing I do need to do is carry on with some of these headers. I've still got that one to do. I've started on this one. Let's go with that pink because we're kind of on a bit of a pink day. So we've got the chopper there, the thresher, I should say. Selectable. Plus, let's go with a different pink. I'm not quite sure what that is. I haven't quite found these end pieces yet. I think it's that little bit right there. It's changed colour. It's a slightly different pink. So this is still a work in progress. And then obviously I've got this one already set up. Let's just go with the pink. So we've got the chopper there. We got the ends, and obviously that black back piece there is all pinkable. I'm going to leave these parts as they are because it'll stand out a little bit more when the crop goes on. So, but yeah, it's a lot of work trying to find all these little bits and pieces. Has tracks been added? I believe so. To this guy, I don't know. I haven't really had a look. Wheels, tires, standard. I know in the mod itself it does have tracks in there, but I haven't actually properly looked through everything yet. Oh, I just realised I'm hitting the wrong one. Right, hang on. Let's go back in and have a look. Standards. What? Okay, it's not in Trelleborg. Nope. Continentals. Mitis. I don't know if it would come under a particular brand, to be honest. But yeah, in the actual mod, there is... It might not necessarily be on this particular one. There you go, right there. You have to choose the right one. The right fent. That helps. Also, looking at the picture helps. It's right there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, the tracks are in there if you want it. And from the looks of it, you can actually change the cab as well. So obviously you've got the wheel there, but you can also have it as the ideal drive, which is kind of like a joystick almost. So yeah,
It is.
it's very, very cool. But yeah, I need to get this in, get into this, and get these other two finished off. I don't know if these have been... Yeah, okay, so they automatically add, that's good. One thing I will do is look to adding in, while I'm here, where's combines? I'm probably going to be throwing in either the case or the uh, New Holland Drapers. One of these in, because obviously these can be reconfigured to have the wheels as well. So I'll probably try and get that color optionable as well for you guys, because I know some of you guys really don't like those headers where they have to have the trailers. So I'll throw that in as well once it's done. So yeah, I've been very, very busy. How's it going there, Mr. Coffee Man? I see you there. Thank you very much for the 3-stream streak. Mr. Dead Soul, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, obviously once I get it all sorted out, I'll put it up on my trailer, because it is actually a mod from Giants, so it should be okay to share it with you guys. Obviously, if it was added base game, I would have done exactly the same. I'm not even sure if these weeds are getting dealt with. Think about it. Let's have a look.
Really?
Hi.
When you get the time,
Oh, it is.
please take a look in your Discord. I sent you a little thing.
Okay, I shall have a look in just a moment. Yeah, not yet. I've still got a few things to finish off there, Big Vito. But once it is, obviously, I'll be adding in capacities, my usual things, that's for sure. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, somebody's got a sailfin. I should have made that a bit bigger, shouldn't I? Hang on a sec. Let's find fish game there. Why is that so small anyway at the minute?
I don't know.
There you go, guys. Look, you can actually see what's going on now.
Oh, it's actually readable.
Sorry about that. I didn't realise it was so small. But yes. Yeah, obviously, like I said, I'll go in, I'll add multiple capacity options for those bigger maps, stuff like that. So, yeah. But once it's done, I will let you guys know. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep it to myself. So, oh. And I'm now deaf. Thank you, Dead Soul, for the pipe fall. To be honest, I just got that twice because obviously I've got my headphone on and I've got an earbud in my ear on my phone. Oh, manta ray. Nice. You go, guys. And while this is slowly creeping along, let me see what Mr. Viking has done. And by the way, that plough I mentioned this morning, it was for buy tacos, not me.
Yeah, right.
It was. I don't want it. Sprayer and sprayer.
I actually did the exact same thing as you did, just without the color options because I don't know how to do that.
Oh, well, in that case, we'll have to get in and show you guys. It is a bit tricky, I will say that, with some of this stuff. What the heck? Treasure chest? Nice! Yeah, it is a little bit tricky. You do need to obviously have the go into the i3D and make edits to it. But we'll do that. Actually, what I might do, once I get this field done, we'll pop out of the game, do a little bit of modding, and I'll show you guys how to do the colour selection and add that in. It's a little bit trickier than previously, but actually once you do it after a couple of times, it does become very, very simple, which is interesting. Oh, excuse me about that. Oh, what was that? Oh yeah, chicken. I had big chunky chicken pieces for tea, and yeah, they're now coming back on me with vengeance, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Here we go. But yeah, obviously, I've got my orders from Mr. Dashnet. I've got tons of stuff to get converted. So,
Of course
oh,
you have.
oh yeah. But what I'm trying to do is kind of set it up so it leads to like the biggest factories, really. So, say for instance, right now, well, last night, I actually converted 2 factories from 22 over to 25. The bigger pallet factory from Canyon Crossing, that's now in game, working and error and warning free.
Nice.
That took me about an hour and a half. The pallets gave me a lot of issues, so I worked around that and got it sorted. I also got the charcoal factory now converted over, including the pallets and everything. That's what I did last night. It took me a little bit longer than expected, but I got all of that sorted, so I'm quite happy with it. They're now over with Mr. Dave. Obviously, he's now got the crusher over there. There's the process station is now done, and a few other things. So, what I can now do is the next thing I want to do is obviously what would be the candle and soap factory. For the moment, it's only going to be the soap factory. But what I might do is add in, keep in the candle options, and then later on, once we get to that point, we can just unhighlight all the candle products, so it's literally ready to go get going. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. And there we go. So what was that? 4,000 liters to start off with. Obviously, I know you guys cannot see it, but from doing this one little field, I still have 3,744 liters left just from doing that. Obviously, if I was to go through with an unedited version, I would definitely use most of that up. So, benefits of modding for definite.
Yep.
Right, so I think that's all I actually needed to do. That field's there, it just needs to be planted when time comes. Same with that one, that just needs a bit of lime on that one actually. This one is gonna need fertilizer. I'll probably wait till the next growth stage is done. But you know, overall, most of my fields are now done. One thing as you notice, I did take a bit more of a loan out to purchase more land at some point. So in the new year, I will be looking to get some more land around the map. Now, just out of interest, what trailers does that hook up to? Did I add the option? No, I didn't. Okay. Okay, now, let's come here, because one thing I would recommend is, when modding, once you've got the item in-game, to have the game open so you can actually reload the game and find when things start getting updated. So obviously the big thing we're going to be working on, or I'm going to start doing, is the next phase on this tanker right here. So obviously, like I said earlier, end of the last stream, I went into the base game, pulled this from the files. Obviously, all I grabbed was the XML at that time and the um, image for it. I then obviously made it into its own mod. I went through and made it use less. Now, for those who want to know a little bit more about the modding side of things, like capacities, speed, stuff like that, color options, that's probably what I'm going to do right now. We've got a little bit of time. Obviously, Mr. Dave doesn't go live for like an hour and a half, so we've got plenty of time to mess around and try and get things sorted out. Now, one nice thing with this already, it does have the rim option there, so that's one less thing to worry about. But if you do have something that you want to add the rims into, I can show you in the XML in just a sec. I just need a coffee before I start doing all this. Where to find that and where to put it, because it can go into a couple of different places. Right, then, there we go. So, what I'm just going to do, because obviously I'm on my desktop, I can open this up. And what did we call it? I think it's that one, isn't it?
Right
So,
underneath the load king. Yeah.
right there, yes. So obviously this is exactly what it is. So all I grabbed was obviously this XML from the base game, this image. I just copied it, pasted it into this folder. Also, if you want to see that, go back to the last 15-20 minutes of my last stream on Wednesday. It will show you how to do all this. Obviously, you set up the mod description and everything. One thing I will say is with this part right here. Obviously, I'm not going to say who it was. They know who it was. It's only a tiny little mistake. Um, hang on, let me put that right there. So somebody was doing an edit or creating a mod themselves from something from the base game, but had that extra um, quotation mark in there, and it wasn't showing up in game, and obviously it was doing their heading. Obviously, yeah, be very careful with this. Make sure you don't have anything extra in those lines, otherwise it's not going to load in. Now, like I said the other day, where the heck's the top of this? Hello? What did I just hit? I've lost the top of my thing.
F11.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Oh, F12. There we go. Haha. Whoops. Yeah,
Close.
yeah, and let's bring that back up. There we go. Yeah, so be very careful when you're playing around with this. Oh, I'm going to close this because I did make a few oopses there. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, what I tend to do is just literally right click. Actually, I'll go into show more because some of you guys probably see it this way better. Click on the rename, then do Control C to copy, or actually just right click on that highlighted part, copy it, and then paste it into the mod description so they match, okay? But make sure you don't have anything extra in there. Just bear that in mind. Right, so I'm going to keep the game open now. I'm going to do a little bit of i3D editing as well. So what I need to do is find this again in the base game. So we're going to come into here. I've got this already linked. So data, vehicles. That was a legal, I think it was, if I remember rightly. So
Legal,
legal,
yes.
right there. Now, what you can do is load up this i3D and export it over into the mod folder. What I kind of been doing is just highlighting the i3D and the shapes file and copying and pasting it into the mod folder. It's the easiest way of doing it, to be honest. Now, obviously, one thing you're going to need to do is take a copy of that and make sure that you put it into here. This line right here where it says i3D. Who's that? Hey, Mr. Wheels, how you doing, sir?
Me. Good.
Good, glad to hear it. Yeah, we're just doing a little bit of modding. So, yeah. Right then, so, with that being said, we'll save that, because obviously that is now going to point to this XML, not the base game, because what we can do now is start editing this i3D. Now, to do this, you will need the Giants editor, so bear that one in mind. For a lot of people, this may be a little bit boring. So, just going through the XML quickly. So, one thing is a lot of people want is to increase the work speed. So literally 2 lines down from where that the i3D is, there's this line right here that says speed limit value 16. If you want something to work a little bit faster, all you have to do is change this number in the quotations there. Now remember, these are in kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. So if you want it to go 50 miles per hour, you're going to have to figure out what the conversion is to kilometers per hour for it. So say for instance I want to put it to 30. It's a good round number. That will, when I go into the game, or should, as long as I've got enough power in my tractor, should get up to 30 kilometers per hour in game. I'm going to leave that as it is. So if you've got a spreader, a sprayer, a header for example on the combine, you should find this in the XML somewhere. It's usually near the top here, and you just need to edit that value number, and that will increase the speed. Very cool. Hey Pompies, how you doing? So going on down from there, you don't need to worry too much about this if you're just making simple little edits. So just a quick one here. Like I mentioned the other day, this is actually the line you want to look for, the usage scales line. As part of this sprayer section of the XML, obviously you have a working width, which is 15 meters, I believe that is, in game. Then you have the scale, which normally is 1. Obviously I've dropped it down to 0.25. That will actually allow you to use less than the base game stuff. And as you've seen, yeah, my herbicide definitely lasts a lot longer now. At least 4 times as long, so cool. Scrolling on down, we should come to this section right here. So the fill units. This is actually your capacity for the whatever it is you're editing. Now, what I tend to do, I like to set up multiple capacities for you guys to use. So what I'll tend to do is, before I start adding in any more, I will come to the end of this row, this line right here where it says fill unit configuration. Configuration, not configurations. Just remember, the one without the S. I'll put a little space in, and I usually use name, but sometimes you can actually use title. let me bring up another one just to compare it. So if I come into here, for example, is this the one I've just set up? I don't think I did. Nope, not that one. We'll come into that one instead. So as you can see, I've already gone through. I've done a little bit of editing on this one already. But if I come to, where is it? Right here. So yeah, you can use name and then whatever that capacity is going to be. You're doing good. Glad to hear it, Pompies, by the way. So obviously, what I tend to try and do nowadays is keep the default capacity in here. So what we're just going to do is name equals, what's that one? That's scroll locking it. There we go. Then quotation, and we'll call this default. Close quotation. Now, obviously, I tend to try and keep that as it is. But if you're making an edit, what you want to do is highlight that section. So, easiest way to do it is if you click on that first fill unit configuration, it will show where that section ends. You want to literally highlight from there to there. So all I'm doing is holding down the left mouse button, dragging it down, and highlighting the whole thing. From there, what you can do is like Control C or right click and copy. Obviously, that's going to copy it to your clipboard. Maybe tab down 1 or 2. And what you can then do is paste a duplicate of that first piece right there. Obviously, you could do the same with Control V if you really wanted to, if you got it copied. Makes life a little bit simpler doing the Control C, Control V personally for me. Now, obviously, I'm going to add in a double and a triple of these. So we're going to need to do default double. And we'll do this one at the same time as triple. Something like that. Now, what I'm going to be doing is just literally doubling these up. So 1836 there. 1836. 54, isn't it?
Yep.
There we go. Hopefully, with just having it that high, it shouldn't necessarily need the update mask equals false after it. What you can do is take it into the game, test it with a decent sized tractor, and if you find that it's really struggling, what you might need to do is after this capacity, make sure that there's a space there, and then add in update, all lowercase, mass with a capital M, so MASS, equals, open quotation, and then you want to type false, so FALSE, close quotation, exactly like that. What that will basically do is remove any weight issues that capacity will have. Right now, I'm gonna actually remove that, and I want to test it in game to see what it's like. Now, with that being said, you could literally set up multiples in the same way all the way through that. It's literally that simple to add capacity options. Now, what you could do to make it look a little bit tidier, just remove those little bits like that and just makes it look a little bit tidy. One thing I would recommend is just make sure to go through this just to make sure that they are all set, and you should basically have a corresponding one with it. As long as they are all showing like that, you're fine. Yep, that's good. Right then. With that being said, let's save that. Now let's do a quick reload of the game. Close that. Now, if you've got the developer control installed, what you can do is open up your log with the tilde key. So it's that little funny thing underneath the escape key. Hit it twice, and what you want to type in is GS store item reload. Obviously, the nice thing is nowadays it does come up with a option for you. Just hit the return key once, and then once again. What that will do is update. Fudge, I don't know what the heck that is, though. I've noticed I've had that coming up for quite a while. I don't know what it's on. And I noticed it in somebody's log earlier as well, so it's not just me getting that. But I'm going to ignore that because I don't think it's anything to do with what we're doing right here. So if we can go back into the shop, what that's basically should have done is updated the XML for this guy right here. So if we go into there, you can actually look right there, and it does show 18 to 54 metric tons, or whatever you want to call it. So basically 18,000 up to 54,000 litre capacity. So we'll come into here, and straight away, right there, we've got a new section set up for capacity. You've got your default, default double, default triple, and obviously, as you can see right there, it is updated, so 54, 36, and obviously the base game 18. Now the only thing that didn't change, did it? Oh yeah, it did. Right here, also the speed has been increased as well on this tanker. So, bargain, it worked. Yay! Actually, one thing I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to come back out of here. I'm going to load up a test map, and I'm going to bring it into there just to do some testing. Let's just save that quickly, because it saved me going too far ahead in my save game. And then we'll go back to doing some more XML editing. Right, so let's do this. Yeah, let's go into here a sec. Nope. We'll have the maximum of that. And actually, I haven't done much on the Zilonka yet, so let's get this loaded up here. I'm just going to take everything in with me. You can yeah, I need power tools just in case. Yeah, I think I'll be fine with most of that actually. So, right, and so while this is loading up, let's come back into the XML. Now, the next thing we want to do is because obviously, actually, to be honest, this part really don't need to worry about too much. However, what you can do is adjust the discharge node. So obviously, this is when it's tipping into a trigger. What I usually tend to do, or used to, should say, is just change this number right here. So if you come to the dischargeable section, look for empty speed. You could actually just adjust this number a little bit higher. Actually, what I could have done while I was thinking about it is right here as well. You can actually increase this so it loads a little bit faster. So let's do 18 on that. 9, 18, 27. So that, even though it's got a bigger capacity, it should load roughly the same sort of time. I didn't even notice that until just now. Let's do that as well. Actually, we'll leave that as it is. Actually, that's from another vehicle. Yeah, we'll leave that as it is for the minute. I've never actually messed around with this one, so there may be a way of changing that along the way. But I'll leave that. But yeah, going back to the discharge here. So if we've got one right here set up already for the 900. But what you can do, if I come open up my little mod folder for 25, what I've actually done is set up a little XML with various things that I tend to use often. So configurations for your colors right here. So obviously you've got your primary color, your secondary, third, fourth, fifth. Now, one thing, if you have a tanker that or a piece of equipment that is going to have, say, 3, 4, 5 different color options, what you can do is use the base color configuration once, but the design color configuration can be used multiple times. I can never remember the exact numbers. I think it's 8 or 9 times in one mod. So bear that in mind. And the only difference that you'd need to do is after where it says color, is it 8? Is it? Thank you. I knew it was up near the top. Thank you, Green Thumb. But what you can do is after where it says color, just add in a number in each of these sections. and you can set up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in each of them, and you can have a different color selectable for a different part of a implement. So bear that one in mind. I need to make a little note in there actually. Can be used up to fat fingers 8 times. There. A little, it's kind of cool having your own little document set up because it's more of as a reference if you're doing things constantly. It just so rather than going back into the base game, you can just come into this, grab it, and then okay, need this, need this, need this. Obviously you've got your rim configurations now. One thing you can do, obviously I just grabbed this off of the International CC, I think it was. You can actually remove this and just have it set up for your rim configuration exactly like that. But yeah, if you're looking for some of this stuff, like I keep saying, go to your base game files. And I'll actually show you. So Farm Sim 25 is where mine is. So it'll be wherever it is on your computer. Mine is on my C drive. Actually, I'll come into here, and it's Program Files times 86, and it's right here. Farm Sim 25. Go to your Data folder there. Go to Vehicles, and this is all your brands. I showed this off the other day. Now, I did mention as well, if you go into the international, JK, where is it? International there. And if you go to the CV series, that's that little flatbed truck that we've got in game, which is very nice. Obviously, you've got the box and the tipper on it. If you come into here and scroll down to the bottom, right above where the i3D mapping is, you literally have everything you need right there. You have your main color, you got your different design colors, you even have your rim options as well. One thing is, well, what you could do, each configuration right here, you can actually name it specifically for a part. It could be um, the hood, for example, or the bonnet, whatever you want to call it, the main body, the exhaust pipe, or whatever it might be. You could literally name it exactly how you want it. All you literally have to do is highlight that and change it to whatever it might be. Okay. So let's close that. I should really take that off because it's a pain, so you don't need it anymore. What are we after? Oh yeah, so this is something I want right here. Now, obviously Darius has been doing this. I know I've started doing this a little bit more. Now, one thing you can do is actually set up a option that automatically changes the discharge when you select a particular capacity. So, obviously, let me come back into here just to show you. So, obviously, that is the configuration set. We'll get into that a little bit more in a second. Right here, so this is actually off of, I think it was a tanker or something, can't remember. I pulled this off of that I did. I've literally taken one of those discharge sets and given it a name. That's the first thing. Let me move this across a sec. If anybody does want this XML, let me know because I could always send it over to you. Oh, let me save that because it does make the life a little bit easier. Come on, move over here.
Yes, please.
Okay, I will send it to you in a sec. Right, so, well, once I've done this, I'll send it over and we'll try this out. So, what you can actually do is compare the notes as well. What I'll do is I'll put it up on my Google Drive and you guys can all grab it if you want to. But what I tend to do, and I don't know why I do it, but I do. But what I'll do is I'll come in. I'm going to add in the dischargeable configurations. That's the first line you want to add. Then what I've been doing is I've been adding in this one right here. So the next line is a dischargeable configuration line. Obviously, you got a slight difference. So one has the S. The first one has the S. The second one has configurations. And this is where you want to start adding in your titles or your name of that discharge. So you can kind of copy it and correspond it with what's in your capacity. So discharge default. So later on, this will make a bit more sense, but this will marry up with that first capacity. We're obviously going to do this 3 times once it's all set up. Now, obviously, if you really wanted to, you could have a price in there if you really wanted to. You don't need to. But what I tend to do now is just go through each of these lines that were originally in there, tab them across twice, like so. But obviously, I do need to make sure to bring in the rest of these corresponding parts. So we'll bring this to marry in with that one. Take that back a one. So that should correspond with that one, which it does. And there should be at least one other. Let me get the right one. It's going to be that one there. And we'll bring that in. And that one will correspond with that first one that we put in. Now that we've got that part set up, what we want to do is select this section right here. So same thing previously. I'm not going to edit any of this. I want to keep that as the base game option. We're going to highlight it from that configuration there down to that one. So we're going to highlight all of that. We're going to copy it like before. We're going to don't do that. Also highlight it, copy, unselect it, tab, return down to the next line. We're going to put in a second one and a third one. Now, obviously, these are going to be default discharge double in the second one. Obviously, this is going to marry up to the second capacity, and then obviously we're going to do a triple in the third one. Now, obviously, what we can do, like I mentioned, obviously we're still looking at for this empty speed. What I'm going to do is double this, so 1800 27. Yep, 27. So once that's set up, make sure to save it. So we'll save that. So we'll just go through and make sure that this is all working fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So that's literally how you set up the discharges. Obviously, if you were to leave that as it is, if you didn't have this configuration setting, that would show up in game as a selectable option for the discharge. And obviously that is what I set up in, or kind of figure out in 22. So a lot of the stuff I had later on had that discharge node, if you guys remember on some of the trailers and that. This is basically what that was. It took me a while to figure it all out, but I had a little bit of help and they put me in the right direction and I got it sorted. Now, going ahead, thanks to obviously Mr. Darius putting me in the right direction, what you can now do is set up a configuration setting with this, and obviously this is actually going to be in amongst obviously that XML when I give it out to you guys. So you're going to set up a configuration for each different capacity option. So obviously we've got a default double and a triple. So in here, the first line, you have name, so that's where you want to put your default. The next one is going to obviously be a default double. So best thing to do is just copy that and shove it in to that second one. And we'll do the same with that triple. That goes into obviously the third one. And obviously if you've got more, you can actually just literally highlight that section, copy it, drop down. I always like to get things lined up and then just paste another one in and do as many as you need to. So there's that. Now obviously when you come to the next part of the configuration, obviously you've got your fill unit, and obviously you want to start 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Obviously this is starting off with the fill unit 1, so that is actually going to look for when it goes in the game for fill unit 1, which is obviously going to be that first unit right here. So that default one, okay? But what it's also going to do at the same time with the next configuration is look for the discharge option of ID number 1 basically, which is going to be that first one. So when you select it in game, it will automatically choose the capacity and the discharge to go with it at the same time. And obviously you then go through and do that with all the rest of these, so 2, 3, 4. Obviously with it being set up already, it makes life a little bit easier. But yeah, as soon as you start adding in different capacities in game, so if I was to go to the default double capacity, it's going to automatically select that second discharge one right here. So it's going to increase that empty speed. And now obviously with the triple, it's going to then select the triple discharge speed. It's a little bit complicated, but it is worthwhile doing, because you're not going to then start overloading the empty speed, because obviously that's one thing. If you go for too high, you can screw up a lot of stuff. And yes, this will be going up on my YouTube later on as well. And yeah, for anybody, what I might actually do is just clip this part later on, just as a kind of a tutorial. But with that being said, let's save that, because obviously we've got all the settings there. We've now got the multiple capacities in there. We've got the multiple discharges in there. And we've also gone through and added in an option where it automatically adds it. So if we come into the game a sec, we'll close that. We'll close that. We'll do this. Nice new save game. Actually, one thing I will just do very, very quickly is reload the store. And I still don't know what the heck it is. Look, brand new save game, and it's still there. So I'm thinking that's something on Giants. I have no idea. It is what it is. So if we come into here, so let's go back to that tanker. Let's find it in the list here. It's the easiest way of doing it. It's right there. Obviously, it's got the capacity options there. The nice thing is when we come into here, obviously the configuration is now at the top. You've now got all the capacities there. But what that will also do is update to use those new discharges. So it's very, very cool. What I could do is a little test. So let's lease this. We're on the highest capacity. Actually, yeah, that'd be fine actually. Let's grab a tractor. And I'm going to do, let's see if we can find a field very, very quickly that needs to be fertilized. That's quite close to the vehicle shop. So yeah, literally right behind here. Let's have a little look. I might be able to do this one. Actually, this is going to be a bit of a test for turret. So let's buy that field. And what I'm going to do is buy the corresponding in-game one, just as a test. So we'll come into here. It's this guy right here. As you can see, it's got nothing changed on it. Hey, Vortex, how you doing? We're going to... Actually, nope, I want to release that because I haven't got much... Actually, to be honest, I've got Easy Dev in here, so... Not Easy Dev, I have Power Tools. So... The one on the left here should be the default trailer. Which it is. What I can do is come into here, use Power Tools. We're going to fill that up with some slurry. So 18,000. And so if I was to come through and do one row, let's get this unfolded. So obviously that's 18,000 litres right there. What I'm just going to do is drive straight. And this is going to be a little test to show you what a big difference having that little line added. So already it's going down very, very quickly. It's gone from 18 to 17 right now, 1,000. That's only doing a tiny little line. Let's see, that's all we've done. We've already gone through 2,000 litres just in that one little section. Actually, what I'll do is save going all the way through. Let me stop that there. Let me grab another tractor. We'll grab the same tractor. Oh no, it's a large one, wasn't it? That one? Yep. We're going to lease that. It's exactly the same. Configurations and everything. Yeah, no worries, Impact, no worries. No, no worries. So obviously this one here is the one that I've already edited. So this should technically use a heck of a lot less than that. So we got, let's see, so it started off with 18,000 litres. It's down to 15,133. So it's 84% just on a tiny little strip there, okay? So let's get this filled up. Just to give you an idea of just how different it is. I should have gone for the 18,000, but actually that would be a better option. Hang on a sec. We'll make this fair. We'll come back in here. We're going to select the default, which is going to release that. So it's the same capacity. Oh, back up, back up, back up. Get this guy out of the way. It's a pain. I can't use my mouse properly. There we go. Right, so 18,000. So then it's equal. So there we go. So, oops, F11. Slurry. There we go. So 18,000, 18,000. God, there's so many of these big tiles. It's terrible. There we go. Right. Let's get this lined up. I'm going to go a little bit further across. First of all. We'll get this lined up. Go. Yes, I've got crop destruction on here as well. I should have turned it off. It is what it is, but it shouldn't really make any difference. Now we'll get lined up to roughly where we started. So it's roughly about there. We'll lower that down and just drive. So we'll just drive straight. So it's going down. Not as quickly. As you can see, it does drive a little bit faster. So we're up to the 30 kilometers per hour. Now obviously I want it to stop right about there. So just do, actually I've done slightly a bit more than the other tanker, and I've gone from 18,000 litres down to 17,140. It's only used 5%. That is a huge difference, just to give you the idea. So 84% on the base game compared to only 5% on mine with a strip maybe roughly equal. So that's very cool, isn't it? I like it, I like it, I like it. So yeah, and as you can see, it did make, oh, it's actually close to the around about the same length, so not too bad, little strip there. So yeah, there we go. While I think about it, because we're going to be going into doing the body and stuff, let me close this a sec. And what I'll just do is throw that up on my Google Drive for you guys to grab now before I forget. Drive, FS25, and it's Farm Sim 25 modding. And I'll keep that open because I'm going to need that in just a sec. We're going to share that. This is something else as well. If you are going to share anything through Google Drive, by the way, let me bring this across. I've got a few folders here. Obviously, this is what I want to share. Ooh, somebody's got a broken sword there. All you have to do is right-click, go to share, and share right there, okay? What this will do is it will open this up. Right here, what you want to do is change it from restricted to anyone with the link. Once it's done, click copy link and done. And then you can send that link to anybody that you know. So there you goes, guys. There's my little XML that I've currently set up. Enjoy it. So, obviously what we're going to go into next is going to be adding colour into that tanker. What I'm going to do first of all is we're going to sell all that equipment. So that one can be returned. To make their life a little bit easier, we'll return that because I don't really need it, and we'll return that. That's fine. So we've got nothing that we need to reload vehicle-wise. So the first thing is also going to need a base color. So what I'm going to do is copy that base color configuration from that document into the bottom here. So what I tend to do is right below where it says foliage, I'll add it in here. Obviously right here is a section already set up for those rim options. Just make a little bit of a space, tap that in there. Now one thing I would recommend is right here where it says use default colors equals true, copy that into that first configuration line for the rims, and if you really wanted to, you could actually go through and delete that. So delete that if you wanted to, and to tidy it up so it's a nice little compact. What that will literally do is reset the rims so it utilizes everything in the base game. What I'll actually do, just to show you what I mean, I'm going to quiet that off. I'm going to save that a sec. So what should happen now, the rim options should change from, so currently at the minute, without it being edited, you've only got those 3 options for the rims. If I come into here, let's do a store item reload. Takes a moment occasionally. There we go. Still don't know what that is. Don't think it's anything to do with me, so Giants, work it out. So we go back into it. As you can see now, you have full access to all those color options, including the customs and the favorites. Look at how easy that was. Right, so the thing I want to focus on, I think, right now is see if we can get this tank color optionable. So for this part, what you want to do is go back to your mod folder, which is this one right here. You want to open up the i3D that you copied over earlier into your mod folder, into Giants Editor. This is where it gets a little bit tricky to find. And it's going to open up in the wrong window, typical. One sec, guys. There we go. So there is right there. Obviously, I've got the XML right here. Let me unhighlight this. So what should happen is that will now load into the game in just a minute. But what we're going to need to do first of all is change this and this. But we'll get to that in just a sec. So to find those color options, so obviously we want the tanker there. Now the easiest way I've found to doing this, let me close that, is to go into that first group right there, open it up, and what you'll start seeing is these funny little blue boxes now. With that, you can actually edit quite a bit from that one little node, as it were. Because down here in the material editing section, you have a drop-down list of everything that's selectable as a color in there or already set up. What you will need to do is select one. You got to try and find the right one. This is going to be the fun part. We're going to have to, I think, because obviously it's not particularly named. Select one, give it a name, and under the slot name. So what I tend to do is go with something that could be within the name itself. So let's just go with something like that. We'll highlight that first part. We'll use that as the slot name. Oops. Highlight that. We're going to copy that into there. Once you've got that first one selected, save it. Okay. Keep a hold of that name right there. What you want to do is put that in the XML under this section right here where it says material slot name, put that right there, okay? Because what that will do is you no longer need to add in extra nodes and stuff like that. It will actually pull that from the i3D. It's so simple. From that, what you're also going to need to do is add in a color for it to start off with. Obviously, in the base game files, let me open up Farm Sim 25 again. Go to Data, go to Shared, and in here you have this here, Material, Brand Material Templates. And this has all of the colors that are used in the base game. It's kind of cool. So everything you can think of has a color in here. You got a color name. You got a brand that it's used for. Plus, the main thing right here is the color scale. What you can actually do is copy that, make slight edits to these numbers, and you can come up with different color options within the game. It's kind of cool. Now, the stuff I really want to find is the shared stuff. Shared. Because you have shared white, blue, green, yellow, all that in here. Okay, it's going to go through everything that has shared. It's a pain. Maybe I should have done shared underscore black, maybe? There we go. I want... Yeah, let's go with the shared black one. I think is probably the better one. We're going to copy that name, and I'm just going to pop it in this part where it says base color configuration material template name. Now this section right here, right above it, you can do away with it now because obviously you don't really need to worry about obviously the metallic paints, stuff like that in the XMLs anymore, because obviously Giants have it base gamely added. So once that is added, save it, and what you're going to need to do is start reloading the game to find out what has been selected. So obviously we've gone in, we've selected that one, and we're just taking that first one in the line. So hopefully something will. Make sure to save this as well each time you do a change. We'll minimize that. We're going to come out of here. We're going to go back into here. We're going to reload the store items. Fingers crossed something has taken and changed. Now obviously right there we now have the color options for that first design. So for some weird reason I always go with pink. Now not necessarily the first thing is going to change. Just sort of pan around, can't really see, oh, actually right there. Those little bits right there have changed. So that on that side and possibly the bottom of the ladder maybe? Nope. Just that little thing. So what you're going to literally have to do, if you're not getting the part you want, remove that from there. I'm going to copy that first of all. And then what you're going to need to then do is go to the next line. Blinking thing. Paste in the name into the slot name again. Save. Come back into the game. And reload. This is the part that takes a lot of time, that's for sure. Not always do they take straight away. So there you go. Boom. Just like that. We now have a tank that can be color optioned. Very, very cool, isn't it? So that was literally just going to that second node, or second line, adding into a name, referencing it into the XML, and done. Obviously, if you wanted more color options on there, you could go through try and find that green pipe, for example. It might be in there. One thing I will say is, I'm having the issue with that liquid sprayer, is what you may have to do is actually open these up further. So say for instance, if we come down to here, we'll select one of these. If we select a pipe, it would be kind of nice. I don't think I'm going to be able to. But somewhere in amongst this, actually here we go. Let me select that. We'll collapse that. We'll extend that. Somewhere, what you'll notice, there's more of these little funny boxes. What you could do is try and find those pipes, for example. It could be on a support arm. It could be on one side, it could be another side. Sometimes what you might find is on the moving parts as well. Because as you can see right here, you've got another one right there. So actually, looking at that, you could actually change the actual part that unfolds to a different color. All you literally have to do is do the same thing, select something in here, give it a name in here, so BAM, for example, or whatever, and then reference that into the XML. Now, obviously, if you want to then go in, do a second color option or third, like I was saying, what you'd need to then do is add in the design options here. So we'll copy that. Oh, one thing I will say, because I didn't actually change this, make sure when you do copy these across, remove that to start off with, because otherwise it may throw things. It shouldn't cause any issues, but just yeah, start off with a design color configuration first. Copy that underneath and paste it basically underneath that base, and then start referencing that next one. So there was it BAM there. So we'll put BAM there as the material. Make sure that you don't have any spaces. Give it some kind of a color option, maybe a shared white, just to identify if you want to in game when it first loads up. But from there, you could actually go in, like I was saying, go into add another one. Right after the color, add a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, 6, 7, up to 8. And you can literally have multiple options in there. Just remember to remove that as well. I should really remove it from my little document there. Makes life a little bit easier. And yeah, now the only thing left I will do, I'm going to actually remove these because I'm not really going to mess too much more with that today. We've got the base color added to that tanker, so we're going to save that. So quick recap, so we've now got multiple capacities linked to their own discharge options. We've now gone through with the rims, we've replaced it, and it now calls every base color in the game, along with the material types and all that as well, the customizations. We've now gone in and added a color option to the tank. Let me save that. We're going to close that, because also we've now got a lovely pink tank there. That'll do fine for the minute. Very, very simple. The only last thing that I do tend to do now, because obviously the wear and tear on equipment is ridiculous. What I come in is right here, just below it, you've got the wearable and washable sections. What I've been doing is just adding in an extra 0 into those numbers there. And that will actually make the vehicles last a little bit longer, so you're not having to fork out every month thousands and thousands of your hard-earned money in the game. Once that's done, just save it, go in the game, and enjoy it, okay? So that is literally a little bit about modern. So look at that. Isn't that cool? Let's go with a full pink one. Oh, I keep hitting back. Pink. There. So there you
Really?
go. Hi.
Question.
Yeah.
This stream, are you going to download that and put it up on your YouTube?
As soon as I finish streaming, it'll be going over onto YouTube and put up there for you guys. So yeah, what I might do is just this last hour or so, I might actually cut it out and make it its own video as well to help you guys.
Thank you.
Yep, no worries. But yeah, isn't that cool? So just
It is cool.
yeah. Once you've
And
done
it
it, once
is
it's yo, go for it.
it is the absolute best explaining I have heard
I
for a
hope,
long time.
and hopefully I went slow enough as well. I do tend to just go on, and a lot of people get a bit confused at times. So
Yeah,
hopefully
and
I went a little bit slower there.
that's why I'm looking forward for the video, because then
Yeah.
I can watch and pause and so on.
So yeah, as you guys can imagine, with all these equipment that I've been putting out, trying to find the right section in the i3D to make all of these colors selectable has been a friggin' nightmare. But one thing I will say is once you've done a couple, it does get a lot easier just doing the XML side of things. It's obviously the i3D and the reloading and the reloading and the reloading does take a bit of time. So there you go, Mama Dude, just for you, my dear. If you're still out there, I don't know. A lovely pink Amazon spreader. And thank you very much for those subs over on my YouTube. Yeah, if you guys don't follow me over on YouTube, it's Billy Alpaca 78. Make sure to give me a follow over there, and obviously this video will be going up, or the stream will be going over there anyway, regardless. And I'll try and do a little video, short version of it, so it's a little bit easier. So yeah, so yeah, very very cool. But yeah, I like it. That one I still need to figure out these little bits in the hydraulics at some point. But yeah, thank you. Actually, exclamation mark YouTube, I think, should give the link as well. So, but yes, there we go, guys. Look at that. See what you could actually do, or is go in, add this individual one to all those i3ds. So basically, open this again just to give you an idea. So obviously that first one didn't have an option. Actually, I'm going to do a second one just very quickly, just to see if I can find it quickly enough. Let's open this again. What I'm just going to do is copy that design. Actually, I'm going to save that a sec. I want to see if we can find possibly this chrome on the front. So obviously currently we have all of that black being selected in one go. I'm wondering if this chrome could be changed as well. You don't have to go this deep if you really don't want to, but I'm just kind of curious where that is. So obviously that first, so if we come back into the i3D, we'll come into this section right here. So it's definitely not the first one. It's not the second, because that's the one that does the tank. I'm going to take stab in the dark. It's probably going to be something with a chrome or a metallic paint to it. But we're just going to go through each individually. I'm going to just add BAM into that just as a reference. So go and highlight that. We're going to copy it. I'm going to save that. Obviously, I need to add that into there. And let's find... We'll take the shared blue there. We'll use that one. And obviously make sure to remove that bit because it's no longer needed. We'll save that. Come out of there. We'll reload that. That was quite quick. I don't know if it took. So there we go. Got the design color right here. Now obviously if there was anything... Actually, if I used pink, that would probably highlight it better. I'm just looking for anything blue. I'm not really seeing anything blue, so obviously whatever it is, it could be within something else. I don't know. So all I'm going to do is go back into that i3D. The nice thing is I don't have to worry about any more edits currently for the XML. The only thing I need to do is remove that. We're going to copy that. We're going to delete that from that line. And we'll go into the next line. And we'll paste that into there. We'll save that. And we'll reload this. I'm going to save it quickly as well. This was good. Even the fishing stopped because everyone was completely turned into... Oh, well, I hope so. Yeah, it's very... To be honest, I'm not big on doing live modding, shall we say. I don't know why, it's just not one of those things I like to do, because I could screw up quite easily. Let's come back into here a sec. So something in here, there we go. So instantly you can see right here, the little bit of chrome here, a little bit of chrome there, has automatically added that little bit of blue into it. So that is not the node we need. So yep, it needs to be an alpaca on the back. You never know. There may be an alpaca coming back to some of these pieces of equipment. Right. You never know, J-Dog, that is for sure. Right, so it's literally just going through each and every single node. We'll save that, delete, save, and reload. The nice thing is as well, if you've got a command already in your console, this is something that I didn't even realize till quite, well, recent. When you bring it up to do the typing, if you actually use your up key, it will actually load the last command that was added in there. It makes life so much easier. It really does. So there we go. Look at that. So to give you an idea, so obviously that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one down, which is the metal galvanized. And as you can see, you go into the game, all this blue is now being selected. There's a little bit here that is probably on one of the other nodes, but that is kind of cool. What you could do, set up a second design configuration, make that a different color, and carry on with the rest of those nodes. Now, what you could do, if say for instance I carried on with the rest of them, and I found the line that is used for these, I could add that into this blue as well. So what you could technically have is all this galvanized metal, including this part, all selected at the same time. To give you an idea what I'm on about, so if I come into here, this is the one I'm on about, or I've been using. So when I first started doing this, I think it's the first one in the material in this list was like for this green. I think about the fourth or fifth down the line was the orange, but trying to find these was very hard. So also I had to add in a second design coloration, and unless you went through the list one by one, I ended up having to go further into the nodes here, the group itself, and actually find those arms to find the right one. That was a nightmare. It really was. So if you want to do any, be prepared to dig deep. I will say that. So, but yeah, once you start finding the right things, so obviously this was one in one area, this is in another, these are in another. But once you find them, what you can then do is put them in the same material slot name in the XML and in the i3D. So these are right here. So once they're all linked together with the same name, you'll make them all selectable at the same time. But yeah, if you have a look at the, actually, if you want, once this is done, you can see how and where everything is. It's kind of a pain, but yeah, it's cool. So yeah, with that being said, let's get back into the freaking game, shall we? So yeah, that's kind of cool. I like it. It's a lot of work, that's for sure. And yeah, painful at times. There we go. Go. What else is actually in here, thinking about it? So yeah, you've got literally everything that you need to get started. You've got your base color configuration right there section. You got your design. Obviously, remember you can go up to 8 times using that. Just a quick recap. Just put the number after the color in each of these 3 lines. You have your rim right there. If you're doing a fill type category, what you can do is set it up with multiple different things. So obviously that is the one that I've used on my little liquid tanker that's on my Trello. Actually, I don't know if it's a box in there, but it might be. So yeah, it's very cool. Obviously, you got your configuration sets that allows you to have your capacity and defaults selected at the same time. And obviously, that's then going into all of that right there. Cool. Actually, what I should do let me pin that for the minute till the end. So if anybody does want that document that I'm using, you're more than welcome to. And that is a right pain. Let's look at. There we go. Let me adjust my thing. There we go. Actually, can I hide that from myself? Hide from myself. There we go. So yeah, there we go. So let's get back into my game and do some work, eh? Now, one thing is, obviously, that tanker that I've got on the farm that I bought the other day is now going to show up with a bit of blue on it. Thinking about it. Oh, it's going to be fun. But yeah, one thing I would recommend is if you are going to do any modding, load it up in a new save game and mess around in that. Try not to do it in your current save game because it could screw things up royally. I've done that once or twice, and yeah, it's not good. But it is what it is. You also don't need to drop out of the store to do. To be honest, I've always done it that way for the simple fact not always the changes take effect. So coming back out, I just find it gives it a little bit of time for the game to catch up. But yeah, you don't have to technically leave the store to do it, to do the reload. But I just find it easier to come out and then do the reload and then go back in. Just gives it a little bit of time for the game to catch up. Because obviously I've got my mod folder on a different drive, which is a little bit slower. So it does help just coming out and go back in. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I think it all depends on people's systems as well. Some are a bit faster than the others to process things. So, yep. But yeah, how you doing there, Death Plague? Yeah, Death Plague. But yeah, if you guys are still awake out there, exclamation mark fish. Obviously, Mr. Dave hopefully should be going live in the next 20 minutes or so I can jump off. I don't know why I put my sim dashboard on because it's not. I haven't actually used it at all today.
Well, if something happens to him, I'm here.
Oh, good. Oh, there we go. That's a pain. There we are. Ah, speak of the devil, and he arrives.
Nothing's gonna happen to him. Well, I'll tell you what.
How
I
is
should
it?
never
knew
say
you-
that. You know.
We just said your name 3 times, you'd show up.
Yeah.
I've been listening all morning. I listen to Wheels. I've been working and
Oh,
doing
bless
stuff
you.
around the house as well.
Oh.
Coming up with a plan. I gotta change all Billy's plans around. No.
Right, and there we go. But yeah, if you guys are not following Mr. Dashnet, make sure you click on the link, give him a follow. While I'm at it, let's do Mr. Reels 24/7. Because obviously he is in Discord with us at the minute. Bless his cotton socks. And Mr.
Dash.
Mr.
I
Dash.
can confirm I'm wearing socks.
You are? Good.
Yes.
And Mr. Viking as well, so there you go. Make
Of
sure you
course
click
you
on the
did.
link,
Thanks
give
for
him all a
Billy.
follow. And actually, I know he's out there. Mr. Green Thumb Farmer, because I know he's a very busy lad. He's done a few little projects for me, a few projects for Dave. He's worked very, very hard, bless him, and working himself in real life. So, thank you, Mr. Green Thumb.
He's out there.
He got my little crane
Working.
from the concrete factory, all textured and sorted out.
He's
Bless
a heck
him.
of a guy.
He is. I just select each material to find the right one and click the three dots beside the color scale under. Yep. Yep, exactly, Pixel. But yeah, if you want to go back afterwards, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, it is very, very simple.
I did that part right anyway. Okay.
Oh, bless you. Hey, Sal, how you doing, by the way? Jacob's Ladder, welcome in. Mr. T. Miller. Yeah, if you guys are not following Mr. T. Miller, make sure to click on that link, give him a follow. But
I
yes.
will catch you guys later.
Okie dokie.
All
See you
right.
there.
Catch you
Have
later.
a good one.
Have a good one.
Right, just out of
Later, later.
curiosity, it. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's the other side of the cow shed. I'm kind of curious. It should have reloaded this one with the um, galvanized steel. Now blue. Yep, there we go. Look at that. That is so funky. I think I don't know about doing the pipes. That's the thing. I really don't know. Maybe the pipe ends. Anyhow, I'm getting beside myself. Right, one thing I did want to check quickly is this over here. Now, the easiest way I find... Oh, come on. There. So, it looks like it... See, this is something I'm not sure about, is obviously, on the info box, it doesn't actually state any lime on there. Let's see. Does it state in here if it needs liming? Okay, some of it
No.
needs limed, some doesn't. Okay. But the nice thing is that field is now dead of all weeds. So if we get rid of that, oh look, a lovely oh, actually, I could get that fertilizer out on that, get that finished. Just try to think of little jobs just to tie us over. I want the narrow there. I was. I just find it easier doing it that way, to be honest. Just select each material time to find the right one. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. For me, yeah, I might give that a try. Actually, let me copy that, and I will make a note of that. I've kind of got it set in my own little way, to be honest. So, but
Did
yeah,
you? I
if
can
I can,
imagine.
if I can adjust my way of doing it, yeah. But yeah, every modder has their own little way of doing things, so that's kind of like how I do it my way. But yeah, if there's an easier way of doing it, I'll give it a go. Oh, this freaking mouse. Let me rotate.
Every once in a while, mine does that too.
There we go. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but I'll give it a try, see what it's like, and yeah. You never know. I might learn something new. And Sneaky Cat, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Much appreciated. And Death Pledge, thank you as well for that. So this is actually one of my little edited ones, so should use a little bit less fertilizer. Right then. I came the wrong way. It's kind of annoying having to use the keyboard for the mouse, camera. But it is what it is. Right then. There. Give me the lines. And before anybody asks, no, I have not edited the work width on this thing. This is the base game one. Well, not yet anyway. I think that's fine actually, to be honest. That is not too bad. Go. But yeah, thank you, Pixel, by the way. I will definitely give it a try, you never know. I might change the way, but this is... Yes, one of the things, a lot of modders go into doing things a particular way, and yeah. How's the best way to get hold of a modder to edit his or her mods? Good question, T Miller. Most times they will have, I would imagine, a Facebook group. So one would be there. Um, yeah, good question actually. Yeah, that is a good question. 'Cause yeah, I know exactly what you're on about. Is that little thing you were editing earlier? Um, hmm. Yeah, I'd maybe do a little search on Facebook, see if you can find them there. They're itch.io. I think it's actually a mod that was released through the in-game mod hub. So I don't think there'll be anything through there. Even maybe try googling their name and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, do you know who the modder was? Because maybe somebody out there knows who they are. A Discord chat? Yeah, exactly, Bodine, yeah. There we go. We'll do field 2 while we're here. Just sort of wasting a little bit of time while wait on Mr. Dave to go live. The great thing with this community is that there's a lot of people with eyes and ears here, there, and everywhere. So, oh, grapes! I forgot that was there. Um, Maybe one of them knows how to get hold of them. And no, guys, I am not getting a crash counter put up on my stream. Oh,
You're not alone. You need one.
yeah.
I don't need a counter. People just keep track.
Yes. So I know. Actually, one thing I will say, Mr. Wheels, I've also been a little bit preoccupied, is I see you've upgraded from trees to telegraph poles now.
Telephone poles, yeah. Mm-hmm. You've
Yes.
seen that too, huh?
Yes, I was lurking.
Yeah.
Bless him.
Well,
Jelonic. I think that's how you
that's what
pronounce
we
it.
got, I guess.
Yeah, that's not a name that I know of, unfortunately. But yeah, if any of you guys out there know of a, I think it's Jelonic, Jelonek. If you've got them as a Facebook or Discord or something like that, maybe contact Mr. T Miller. It would be much appreciated to help him out with a little project he's working on.
No comment, T. Miller.
Did you not tune into his was it Flight Sim, wasn't it, the other day?
No comment. Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh, bless you. Wheels would be at 1,000. I know, very much so. Crazy redneck, indeed. There we go. I think there's just a little bit here.
You guys run into stuff too. We just video ours.
Yeah, we live stream them. Makes it more fun.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So there should be at least one more line.
I mean, with a name like Crazy Redneck, do you think he's never hit nothing?
Oh, exactly. There we are.
Unless you're T. Miller, and then you probably don't hit nothing.
And done. Okay, so that's not a field. That's obviously where my sheep are now, so don't have to worry about that. That field is full. That is going to be where my rice is.
Where at?
My little grass field is fine.
Where'd you put your rice at?
So part of field 7 and 6.
Which is where?
So you got the main
Um,
farm right here. Go straight across the road.
oh yeah, those
Yeah,
two. Okay.
yeah.
Did it go in pretty good right there?
Yep. On the little hill where I think there's a little shed up here,
Yeah,
I've
I know where it
replaced
is.
that with the rice sapling greenhouse,
Oh,
and I actually
nice.
got my first
Yeah, I was trying to
stack
figure
out
out
of
where to
it.
put.
Visit. There we go.
I was trying to figure out where to put that on that map.
Yeah, so I've got my little greenhouse here, and I think this is actually the same
Oh, nice.
place the Giants used for the little video. It kind of looks very familiar.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, this little
Okay.
over here is my little rice field, which is quite nice.
Okay.
It's already been fertilized once with slurry. So yeah, the only thing what I did do is I painted out the roads that were in between each field and then just drew it out. Now one thing I will say, and obviously Darius had the same problem, along the water side here, some of these rocks, if anybody is going to do this, they literally come quite far in under the landscape.
Oh.
So they
Oh.
actually interfere a little bit. You can see them
Oh.
right there.
Oh.
So you may want to do a little bit at a time and go on around. Actually, that's not too bad. There's one of the bushes
Okay.
there. But a little bit further up, you got these rocks sticking right out, which is a pain.
Okay, good call.
So yeah, they're hiding the things under there. Giants did. But overall,
Okay.
I'm kind of happy with the size of the field. I think the first one I'm going to do is probably the long grain rice. Obviously, that's going to allow my little greenhouse to really build up, because I've got a feeling I'm going to need a lot of saplings to do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe
Yeah.
next
Okay.
in-game year I'll get in and do the normal rice in here. So, but yeah, long grain
Yeah.
first, which means the cedar first, and then I can add the water in afterward and keep that topped up, stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, and then obviously field 9, it's just been brought down just a little bit. And then I've got a gap in between, which is going to end up having a little path just to drive through. So yeah, but yeah, it's great fun. It really is.
Nice.
Yeah. So with the rice and the long grain rice, obviously both need to be flooded on one of the made fields. The only difference is obviously with the rice you need to flood the field first, whereas with the long grain it's flooded afterwards, after you've planted. You just sort of keep it topped up. The biggest difference is obviously rice gets planted with that little, is it Isaacie? With this little doobie. That's for your normal rice. The long grain rice is basically a normal cedar, a base game cedar. So I've come into here, it's right there. So any of these will do it. Now, depending on which one, remember guys, some will direct seed, some won't. Look at the information down here and it will state whether it needs to be cultivated or ploughed, like this one right here, or should say no previous cultivation or ploughing is needed. So that is basically a direct seeder. You don't need to worry about ploughing, you don't need to do any cultivating if you don't want to, so yeah. But thank you, Mr. Bodine, if you've pointed Mr. T. Miller in the right way, so yeah. It's great fun, isn't it? The current one that I'm using is this one, and I'm kind of using it on my big Massey Ferguson. I've got that with the front tank. Actually, I don't want that. I want... Where is those tanks? Right there. So what I basically did is I come into here, went into combinations, and obviously that then shows the planter that can be used with it, and the seeder. And that's the three items I've got there. Front tank plus these two back pieces. So I'm pretty much sorted for most of the crops now. It's just when it gets round to doing the root crops, it's going to be even more fun. Right, let's get you back because you are done. I'm guessing that was Mr. Dave going live just a minute ago, so rather than
You
running
guessed
over,
correct.
I'll get you guys over in plenty of time. Cool, cool, cool.
I think they turned the heat off today.
I do have a question for you guys. How many of you guys have had multiple pallets spawn from the honey trigger? I keep
Me?
getting stuck about half a pallet. It
Oh,
very,
I get them. They're very. It is. How many hives do you have?
about 5 or 6.
I got 6 or so, and I still only get about a pallet a year.
Oh,
Takes a long time.
yeah.
They nerfed the honey
They
major,
seriously did.
but it's okay. It just means to put out more hives all over the place.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah, I think it's been about 5 in-game months now, and all I've produced over here is quarter of a pallet. Not even that. That's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Bravo,
Yep.
chick! Thank you very much for the $10 donation. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Oh, that's a point while I think about it. I don't think it happened, but I'm hoping it will again one day. Make sure that you guys click on that link there for Bravo Chick. Obviously, she is a member of the SGA. She hasn't streamed in quite a while, but it would be great to see her streaming again. So yeah, click on that link, give her a follow, and actually catch her when she does go live. She does things like American Truck Simulator, Farming Simulator, Minecraft for some weird reason. So yeah, definitely go over, check her out. And oh, what was that?
Just me. I said, oh crap.
Was that ban or was that? Oh, let's unban you. Sorry about that, Belgian Gamer. Unban. Silly bots. Silly bots. I don't know what's going on with it. It didn't like something you said. I've got 1 bale on every pallet of the sheep and honey, 1 box for a long time. Oh, yeah. Actually, the sheep pallets, the wool pallets seem fine. I've actually had multiples of them spawning out. It just seems to be the honey just gets stuck at like quarter of a pallet. I think most I've had is half a pallet. As you can see right there, I've got 1, 2, 3 full pallets. I'm now up to my 4th pallet, so I need to get them moved out of the way. As yet, I've still not had a second pallet of the goat milk come out, but it's getting there slowly. But it is what it is. But anyway, guys, obviously I don't want to take up too much of your time. We need to go over and see Mr. Dajnet. So big, huge thank you for you guys all tuning in. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. Obviously, like I said, I will be putting up this stream over onto my YouTube channel. And what I'll do over the weekend is try and just clip that hour where I was doing that little bit of modding for you guys who want to use it as a future reference. So yeah. Eee. So, but yeah, big huge thanks to obviously Mr. Wheels for the raid earlier on. Much appreciated, obviously.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, and thank you for jumping in and taking over from Mr. Viking. So we are going to go over and see Mr.
No problem.
Dajnet. Cool. And see what he's up to today. Now, will he be modding? Will he be working on the map? Who knows? Maybe a bit
A
of
little
both.
bit of both.
Oh, cool.
But you better listen up. There's some instructions.
Oh, I'll be disappearing in a minute, so that's fine.
Come on. This is the most important instructions ever.
But anyway, guys, right. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and obviously I'll see you again on Monday, same time, same place. Obviously, keep an eye on my Trello. Until then, have a great one. Bye for now.
Bye for now.